Alright, welcome back, guys. So we're still here with Stacey, and she's been sharing her story with us, and we're at the point now where she came back to Jamaica from England. So yes, Stacey, tell us how that chapter went.
Alright, so that chapter started out very glorious because I think based on everything that I had said to my family as to what was going on in England, so the gentleman felt as though he had to prove me wrong, to say that I was lying. So, the red carpet was rolled out, once I got back, everything was sorted out in terms of living accommodations and all of that, because my parents didn't really have the wherewithal or, have the accommodation to take in me and my son. So, he had sorted that out, and I was grateful for that.
So you didn't go back to Southside when you came?
No, I did not. Thank God. But that lasted for a little while, and then the problems, a different set of problems. In Jamaica, they have a different set of problems. But I was still there because my main focus was how everything was impacting my son.
Yes, and he would have been what, 3?
When we came back, he was 4.
4,
right? So I kept saying to myself, all right, I need to try and let this work for him. The other thing too is the fact that I came back, I was not financially stable.
Yes.
And I didn't have the support of parents or siblings or anything like that. So, it's like the brother said,
depending on him.
Oh yes, definitely.
Everything.
But as soon as I came back, I started job hunting. As I said, I need to get a job. And even when he was saying, oh no, you can just stay at home and look after my son, I'll take care of everything. I was like, no, I have to find a job. I remember going on one interview, and the interviewer was like, oh, your accent is too strong, so I don't think I could.
Your Jamaican accent?
Apparently I had an accent.
A British accent.
I don't know what he heard, because I'm thinking I'm speaking standard English, and he was saying, oh, I don't think my customers will be able to understand anything you're saying, and it's like, okay. So it was like disappointment after disappointment. And I remember one day a friend of mine called, and she said, oh, her place of employment, they were looking for other workers, and she gave me an email address and said, you can send your resume to this person. And I did that, and when I started that job, I was getting paid $7,000 per week. And I remember my son's dad laughing and saying, why would you get dressed and go somewhere for $7,000 per week? That doesn't even make any sense. But for me, that was like a stepping stone. I just wanted to know that I was working. It couldn't really do anything much, but I just wanted to know that I was
contributing.
Oh yes, in some way. And that's where I'm still employed.
Wow. So that's how many years now?
15 going 16 years. Wow. So I'm happy that I didn't count out the 7,000 that I actually went. So that was pretty much the work life. And then in 2007 I decided to go and do my degree. Okay,
this is how many years after you got back?
I came back 2006, so it was like kind of immediately. And even
you're a go-getter, man.
But even how the degree came about, because like one of my brothers, he said to me that he wanted his daughter to go back to school, but she said she wanted company. And he said to me, if you apply for university and you get in, then I would pay your tuition for like 1 semester, and then you just have to find the other semester. And it sounded like a reasonable offer. So even though I didn't have really any plans at that moment to say to go to university,
but God had a better plan.
Oh yes, definitely. So I applied, I was accepted, and I remember when I called my brother and I said, okay, I got the acceptance letter, and the money needs to be paid back. And he said to me, boy, but if I help some of my other niece and nephew, and boy, your salt, and that resonated with me, because I'm saying I didn't ask you for anything, you offered, so all my salt, no. But even then, once that happened, and I went to my son's dad and I was like, okay, so this is the situation. I was accepted, but this is what he has said. And kind of laugh after me, because he's like, oh, you always believe in your family, and you always want to let them better than me, and this and that, So eventually he assisted me through university. However, whenever things were rocky or things weren't going his way, then yes, I would have to go and figure something out as to how I'm going to get the tuition paid. But you know, God has been good, and I've always been able to maneuver and to figure out something and get that tuition in. And I remember when I was slated to complete my degree, I had one course remaining, business law. Everybody know about business law. So I had sat it before and I failed. So I had to do a resit, and I just could not find the money. By this time I had separated from my son's father, right? And I just could not find the money to pay for the course. And I think that time it was like $26,000 because this was like 2013. And you know, I was there trying to figure it out, but I mean, it was just like, it's either pay your way and don't pay some of my bills, I'm a light cutter, I don't eat, but
take care of
it was just not happening. And I remember a friend of mine said to me, when are you graduating? And I was like, you know, I kind of
you know,
and he said, you know, when I graduate, and I was like, I have a course left to do. So what are you waiting on? And I just had to be honest in that moment. And I said, you know, I don't have the money to do it. And you know, he said to me, how much money is it? And in this moment, I was like, and I told him, and he gave me the money. I said, go
again,
trust me. And he said, go and pay for it. And you know, once I'd done that, make sure somebody go pass it this time.
Of course, and somebody else pay for it.
So I was able to finish up with UA, and even when it became time like for graduation, and the same friend said to me, when it's graduation, I said, I'm not going. But you know, graduation expensive. I said, I'm not going. I said, the only thing I can probably afford to do is might be for trying to see if I can take some pictures. So at least I have that. And he said, what is the cost? What is the cost for everything? And he paid for it. So I was able to walk the stage. My son was in the audience with my mom. You know, so I was able to have that moment.
I was gonna ask you, how was that moment for you? Like when you walked across the stage and you know, look back on your journey up to that point. How was that moment for you?
I was super proud. Super proud of myself. The fact that, you know, despite all the obstacles that I'd encountered on the journey, I didn't, you know, lay down and play dead. You know, I continued.
As a young person too.
You know, I just continued to push. And not only that, I have to also recognize, you know, the role that God played along the way, because, you know, at every point there was somebody to help. Even when I didn't know how things were going to work out, he had already laid it on somebody's heart to say, help Stacey. You know, so I was very grateful.
Wow. I mean, that's a, you know, that's a story, like I said, it's for the movies. But I like how you talk and how you are genuine with your story, because I'm sure that, you know, being authentic in those moments help other people to, you know, to see that it is possible. It is possible for them as well.
And that's why I try to keep it as real as possible. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I don't want to make it seem as if who you're seeing now, you know, I just landed, I was this person. No, I have to give credit to my roots. And if it is that my roots started in a ghetto, I have to give credit to that, you know, because that is also a part of the journey and has also assisted to
made you resilient too. I mean, I'm just looking though at, you know, when you said that the person came to help you with graduation and so on, and you know, when you said, well, I never really want to go to university, is my cousin's father. And then you said, well, you got through, but then where's the support? No, but at the end of the day, is that God said, Stacey has to do this degree by any means necessary. But at that point in time, you weren't seeing it as, oh, God want me to do this, so let me see how I can get it done.
Not
so,
at
you know,
all.
even on that journey, like spiritually, how did that develop you spiritually, you know, as in reliance on God?
To be honest, during that time of my life, I knew God was with me. I knew He was guiding me, but I did not focus a lot on the help he was sending. I did not
Yes,
focus
yeah.
a lot on the good.
You're trying to survive.
I kept looking at, why am I going through all of this?
Yeah.
I kept looking at the bad things,
Mhm.
and I kept saying, why would God make this happen?
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
why am I the one hurting like
Yeah,
this? You know, why
yeah.
would somebody want to do this to me? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But as I matured,
Mhm.
then I realized that, you know, all things work together for the good of those who love him.
Yes,
So
yes.
the good things and the bad things had
Mhm.
to happen.
Had to happen.
You know, and that has only kind of deepened,
Yeah.
you know, my faith
Yeah.
in God, and know that, you know, no matter what's going on,
Yes, yeah.
he's there.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
he's ahead. He has already ordained my life. He has already you know, determined everything that's going to happen,
Yeah.
good and bad.
Mhm.
So it's just a matter of when it's going to unfold.
Yeah.
So whenever it comes about, it's not
Yeah.
that God don't know about it.
Yeah,
He already
yeah,
knows.
yeah. It's just having the strength to go through it and the hope, because you know that at the
And
end
I
of
always
this
say,
day,
if
is
he
a
brings
future.
me to it, he's going to
Yes,
bring me through it.
Wow,
Yes.
wow. I love this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about your book when we come back. So when we come back, guys.